You. Yeah, you. Do you want to learn Python but don't know where to begin?
Yep.
Are you tired of boring teachers and uninspiring lessons that make you want to doze off? Fear not, for we've got an exciting and engaging journey in store for you. Welcome aboard and get ready to embark on an adventure into the world of Python programming. This video will go over the absolute basics of Python, starting from how to install it. Even if you have never coded in your life, don't worry at all. Before we begin, I'd like to congratulate you for making a great choice. That is making the genius decision to learn Python. It's one of the simplest programming languages to learn. The syntax is not as picky as other popular programming languages such as Java. Despite being very easy to learn, it's also one of the most powerful languages. Python powers many well-known websites, including Google, YouTube, Netflix, and Instagram. So congratulations on choosing Python. Before we begin, we need to first install Python. So open up a new tab and go to python.org. Click on the Downloads tab and then click the big yellow button you see. It'll be there for the latest version. It should be automatically set to your operating system, but if it's not, you can click one of the buttons at the bottom. Once the file is finished installing, you can double click on it and it'll open up. You can then click Add Python to Path, and then click Install. Once you're finished setting up, you can click on Close. We're now going to install an IDE.
What's that?
An IDE is pretty much a software application that provides all the tools you need to write, edit, and run your code in one place. It's very useful. Today we're going to be using PyCharm, a very popular IDE for Python. Go to jetbrains.com/PyCharm. Once you're there, click on the black download button. Scroll down and click on Download for PyCharm Community Edition. This is the free version. There's also PyCharm Professional, but that costs money. Once it's finished downloading, click on the file. Click Next and choose a download location. You can create a desktop shortcut if you'd like. Wait for it to finish installing. Then click Finish. Open up PyCharm. Read through the terms and conditions. Choose your desired option for data sharing. Once that's finished, you can click on New Project. Keep everything how it is. If there's code already there by default, you can delete it. We're now all set to code. Before we write any code, we need to know what coding is fundamentally, at its most simple level. At its core, coding is like giving instructions to a computer to make it do what you want. Think of it as speaking a language that the computer understands. Computers are incredibly powerful, but they need specific instructions to perform tasks. That's where coding comes in. We're now going to write our first program in Python. Type print, brackets, quotation marks, and type hello world with an exclamation mark. Whenever you want to write text, it's going to be in quotation marks. Print is a built-in function in Python. It allows you to print text to the terminal. You'll see what happens when we run the program. To run your code, you can click the green play button at the top, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, that's Shift F10. When you run it, a window will pop up at the bottom. This is called the terminal. You can see that hello world is printed. Congratulations, you made your first program in Python. You just successfully told the computer to do something, and it did it.
Is that it?
There's always more. Variables are used to store data and give it a name that can be used to refer to the data throughout the program. That explanation can sound very scary, but let me break it down. Variables in Python are like containers or boxes that can hold different types of information. Just like you can put things in a box and take them out later, you can store data like numbers, words, or even more complicated things in variables. For example, you can create a variable called age and store the value of 10 inside of it. You can now refer to the value of age in your program. For example, we can print the value of age instead of hello world. Notice how I don't put quotation marks around age. If I did, then I would print the word age, not the value of the variable age. Click run. You can see that 10 is printed to the terminal. We can change the value of age to, let's say, 5. Type age equals 5 below age equals 10. Click run, and you can see that 5 is printed to the terminal now. Here's an important thing to note, is that Python reads the program from top to bottom. It will first store the value of 10 in age, then it will store the value of 5 in age as that is below. You can see this if you do print age underneath age equals 10 and age equals 5. You can look at the terminal now. You can see that there's 10 and underneath that there's 5. You can also set variables as floats. A float is pretty much just a non-whole number. We can assign the variable price to 30.25. You can also set a variable to a string. A string is simply just text, or in other words, a string of characters. An example of this was when we printed hello world. That was printing a string to the terminal, since that was text. We can assign the variable color to blue. Finally, you can assign a variable to a boolean. A boolean is just a true or false statement. We can assign the variable gameOn to true. You can also set it to false if you'd like. Another cool thing that you can do in Python is get input from the user. We can type input, opening bracket, quotation marks, and we can type what is your favorite color. This will write what is your favorite color to the terminal window, prompting the user to type something in. Let's say that our favorite color is red. The function input will now return the value of what we entered. In this case, it'll be red. We can now store this value in a variable called color. We should remove variables with the same name if we do not need them. In this case, we can remove color equals blue, as we're going to create a new variable with the same name. On a new line, we can type print, quotation marks, my favorite color is, and outside the quotation marks, we can do plus the variable color. We are doing something called string concatenation. This is just combining two strings together. Click run, and say that your favorite color is now green. It will print out my favorite color is green. Congratulations on getting started with Python. Today, we've covered the absolute basics to get you started. Remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I will very soon upload more beginner guides on Python that you can watch after this video. Remember, coding is a journey of exploration and creativity. Keep practicing, experimenting, and seeking support from the coding community. Embrace challenges and let your imagination run wild. Thank you for watching my first ever YouTube video. I would appreciate any feedback in the comments.